Hello there, welcome back to Brilliant Minds. Today we're going to talk about Max Verstappen, the incredibly fast racing driver who became one of the youngest champions in the history of Formula One. Max was born in Belgium in 1997, but he grew up with strong Dutch roots and races under the Dutch flag. His life was surrounded by racing from the very beginning. His father, Jos Verstappen, had been a Formula One driver himself, and his mother, Sophie Kumpen, was a very successful kart racer. So you could say that speed was practically in Max's DNA. When Max was just 4 years old, he climbed into a go-kart for the first time. Go-karts are small racing vehicles that sit very low to the ground, but they can still go incredibly fast. Many Formula One drivers start this way. Max didn't just enjoy karting, he was obsessed with it. He practiced constantly. Weekend after weekend, race after race, he worked on getting quicker and quicker. His father coached him closely, sometimes very strictly. Racing is exciting, but it is also incredibly demanding. And young Max had to learn discipline very early. All that practice began to pay off. Max started winning karting championships across Europe. Drivers, teams, and racing experts began whispering something interesting. This kid is special. Normally, drivers spend many years racing in smaller leagues before they reach Formula One. But Max's rise was unusually fast. In 2015, at only 17 years old, he became the youngest driver ever to compete in a Formula One race when he joined the Scuderia Toro Rosso. Imagine that. Most teenagers are worrying about homework or school exams. Max was racing cars that could travel more than 300 kilometers per hour. Of course, it wasn't always easy. Racing at that level is intense. Drivers from all over the world compete for just a handful of places on the starting grid, and every tiny mistake can cost precious time. But Max had something special, a fearless style of driving and incredible control of the car. Fans quickly noticed his daring overtakes, where he would slip past other cars in places that seemed almost impossible. In 2016, something remarkable happened. Max was promoted to one of the top teams in Formula One, Red Bull Racing. And in his very first race with the team, he won. He became the youngest Formula One race winner in history. That moment showed the whole world that Max Verstappen wasn't just promising, he was already a serious champion. But becoming the best in the world takes more than just one great race. For years, Max competed fiercely against some of the greatest drivers in the sport, including Lewis Hamilton. The battles between them were thrilling and intense, with races sometimes decided by just fractions of a second. Finally, in 2021, after an incredibly dramatic season, Max won his first Formula One World Championship. For a boy who had started racing tiny go-karts, it was the moment he had dreamed about for years. And he didn't stop there. Max continued to dominate the sport, winning more championships and breaking records for race victories. His driving style remained fast, confident, and precise. Yet behind every race win were thousands of hours of practice, training, and preparation. Formula One drivers must stay incredibly fit. They train their neck muscles, their reaction speed, and their focus, because driving an F1 car is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world. Even during a race, drivers experience huge forces pushing against their bodies when they turn corners at incredible speeds. Max Verstappen once said that racing feels natural to him, like something he has always been meant to do. But natural talent alone is never enough. It takes discipline, determination, and the courage to keep improving even when things go wrong. And that's the heart of Max's story. A boy who loved racing so much that he practiced constantly. A teenager who jumped into the fastest racing league in the world. And a driver who kept pushing himself until he reached the very top. So here's the takeaway from Max Verstappen's journey. If you find something you truly love doing, practice it with passion and patience. Improvement takes time, and sometimes the road to success moves as fast as a Formula One car, but sometimes it takes steady laps before you reach the finish line. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon for another amazing story.